Hey, YouTubers and Here Gang members. I am Speed, and you are here, and I greatly appreciate that. Welcome back to the Beginner's Guide to Guild Siege Glory. We have a lot to do today, so let's get right into it. This is episode 4. So you may be asking yourself, rightfully so, what has begun? What is this exciting journey you're going to take me on, IAmSpeed? What are we doing here? What are we watching? What is our purpose? What is the meaning of life? And, well, I might not be able to answer all of those questions, but I can tell you what has begun. It is time to revamp my oldest account in the game. 1,223 days, and I shocked myself a little earlier. I did the math. That's 3.3 years. So I have been playing this game for that long. Now, I did take about a year break from this account because the summoning luck was just absolutely rotten. But the sole purpose of this account being in Uncle Nay's guild is to assist with Guild Siege and to serve as an example of what can be built after you have some resources. So let's take a look at the account and see how we're doing. So I did actually get G1 Siege on this account because I was in an earlier guild that ran G1 Siege all the time. But I essentially could not contribute much to Guild Siege. It was a pretty good day when I got 1 or 2 wins. My rune quality just wasn't there. So we'd really like to get back to G1 Siege someday in Here Gang and do it properly to where I'm actually contributing and getting 7 to 10 wins every siege. So let's take a look at this account and see where we're at. We've cleared TOA normal, we've cleared hard. After I joined Uncle Nay's guild, I built the Dots team. It's almost there. We've got a 48-second run. Prior to joining Here Gang, I had already built Trikaru. It wasn't doing very well, but I've now been working on it over the last couple weeks, and I now have a pretty stable DB12 Trikaru right around a minute. So the dungeon teams, except for Punisher's Crypt, are doing pretty well. I do need to revamp and continue to improve the rune quality of Trikaru in order to get Punisher's Crypt 10 cleared by Trikaru. They're not fast enough to deal with the speed of Punisher's Crypt, so that's on the list of things to do. Let's take a look at the monster box. Now, a lot of my monsters are in storage, so you can see I have some projects here that I'm working on. I'm working on Jean. Uncle Nay just pulled Praha for me, which is amazing, and actually she just got a buff in the balance patch that dropped just a day or so ago. I've got one of the best strippers in the game in Tiana. And I do have some usable Nat 5s. I just don't have a lot of what's in the current meta. So if you look into my storage, Trikaru is sitting in there. I've got a Bastet. I've got a Varad, Alicia, Theomars. I'm a little thin on fire units, so I've got a couple of fusions, but really not much in fire that's been built. A little bit better in wind. I've got another stripper. I've got Leo. Luis was a good get. And then we have some Nat 5s that need to be worked on. Rocky's going to be really good. She's a great anti-Perna. Velajewel could be useful in certain situations. We have a Sekhmet, a Fire Monkey. So we've got some things that can be worked on. But we really, unfortunately, haven't hit the meta very much. But I think one of the reasons this episode might be valuable is that this account has been sitting gathering dust, and it's not in very good shape. And I'm guessing there are some viewers out there that maybe their account has been sitting gathering dust. Uncle Nay got them addicted to Summoner's War again, and now they're trying to figure out, how do I make this account useful? One of the best ways you can contribute to Guild Siege is to set up good defenses. So in episode 2 of this series, I talked about we need to look at removing trash defenses and starting to build quality defenses. So let's take a look at what we've got here. We've got Belager, Katrina, if I remember her name right, and Chloe. So this is actually a fairly decent defense, but one is 4-star, one is 5-star, and the other one's level 40, and none of them have runes. So this defense is not ready. Let's move along. We've got a 5-star here. She doesn't have runes. She's way too slow. Okay, let's just move on. Okay, 4 stars, not even awakened. Now this is actually a fairly good defense that I'll talk about in a later episode, but it's not ready. Now, Uncle Nay just pulled me Praha just a couple days ago. She needs to be built, and actually in the next episode we will look at this defense and getting it built properly. So this defense is pretty good. It's maybe not meta, but it's a pretty good defense once it's built properly. So those are some defenses that I've been getting ready to build, but so far we are 0 for 4. And let's take a look at one of the things you can do as you get used to Guild Siege is you can go look at your defense log and go, how are my defenses doing? Dozer's team actually has 1 win and 1 loss, and it's a little surprising because it's really a Guild Siege offense. It's not meant to be a defense, but it's one of the things I actually had runed up, so I just threw it in there as a defense. But that will eventually be replaced. Kamoon Skogul Vigor has also been 1 and 1. And, you know, it's a fairly good defense the way the monsters are built. But I know that my rune quality is not where it really should be for that defense. So we need to work on that one. Carcano, Chilling Triana, which is a fairly good defense. But let's take a look. So go back over here. Carcano actually has runes, although he's quite slow. Chilling is even slower, and Chilling actually needs to move ahead of Carcano, so this defense is not runed properly. What was a little surprising to me is that Fran, Lauren, Ashir is actually 2 and 2. This isn't really a strong defense, and for it to be 2 and 2 reflects that we're just in lower Guild Siege. So if we take a look at that, that's pretty much all the defenses except for this one. This one could be okay. You've got an attack power lead, who's actually runed somewhat decent, 250 speed. And then you've got Lucian, and then you've got Orion to boost the attack bar, but Uncle Nay also just pulled my first Orion, in fact my first 2 Orions, 2 days ago. So I haven't had a chance to build him yet. So this could be a reasonable defense, but it's not a great one because Akia is in here to strip and then to put an attack buff and a crit buff onto Lucian, which helps, but there's really no point in stripping. Lucian does ignore defense damage, so it doesn't matter if there's will runes, and he's not waiting on a defense break to be there. So this isn't necessarily the best pick. So this defense will probably be replaced very quickly as well. And I have an account on the Japan server, and I was just looking through the siege defenses over there, and they are regularly in G1 siege. Occasionally we drop to C3, but we're almost always in G1. And one of the best defenses that was on one of my guildmates' accounts over there was, let's see if I've got the units here. It was Vigor, Kaki, and Triana. So we're going to put that in there as a reminder that we need to build this defense, and once it's built properly, it should be a fairly good one for us. But so let's take stock of where we're at. We have 3 defenses that have been giving us wins, and well, geez, I'm just not doing very well here. The sole purpose of being here is to help with Guild Siege, and I have 3 mediocre defenses. I'm just not doing my job well. This is just not working out.
I am just a fool. I don't know what I'm doing. They're going to cancel the show. I'm going to die homeless and penniless. I'm 20 pounds overweight, and no one will ever love me.
Stuart, that's just not true. I think what you're saying in your show can be very helpful to people.
But you know what? Let's not worry about things we can't change in the past. Let's move forward and look at how do we begin to fix this mess and actually have 10 viable, good defenses built. And so that's going to be our mission over the next few episodes. We'll occasionally throw in some other content, but we're going to be looking at this as part 1 of revamping DeanSummon, and we will continue that as we work until we have 10 defenses that I feel comfortable with throwing on our towers, either at the beginning of the game or saving a few of them for towers that we take over. That hopefully we can have at least one really solid defense that can help hold on to towers. And I hope by showing this process that some of my guildmates in Here Gang can begin to build similar defenses, because one of the things you learn as you get into higher level guild siege is that you simply need to have duplicates of defenses. Essentially, you want to try to outlast the opponent and have them run out of counters to the multiple similar or identical defenses that you and your guildmates have put together, so that you can hold on to towers and ideally have enough good offenses that you can overcome any of the defenses that they have. Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this episode. Please like and subscribe below so that we can grow the channel and get more viewers. Really appreciate you being here, and we'll get to the next episode very soon where we start to look at building up all 10 of these defenses. See you.